going on, everybody? I hope everybody is having a good evening, good morning, or whatever time it may be where you at. I just hope you're having a good day. This is Ray Hayes coming to you for seems like almost the first time with the short but not long mini podcast series of Supplier News. Thank you all for taking time out your day to chime in and listen to me. Or take a few minutes of your time just to go over some few things. Before I get the podcast started, please follow us on our social media platforms. Check out our website, www.suppliernews.com. A list of all the social media platforms will be under the bio for this podcast that I will be posting. So please, definitely just reach out. Please give us some comments, feedback, and subscribe and follow our pages, social media pages. Today I'm coming to you talking or wanted to go over the new set of laws President Trump and his administration is going about planning or instituting in regards to transgender. Now, if you may have not heard, the President Trump administration is looking to institute a law that will require a person's gender to be defined by their genitalia at birth. Now, granted, I understand what he and the administration is trying to do. Trying to cut out some confusion in regards to the fact that people may not understand a person's identity. So, to put it plain and simple, at birth and on a birth certificate, it's automatically saying, okay, based off this person's genitalia, he's a man or a woman. And that's understandable. However, one thing that I had some grief about is the way that people are saying that President Trump and his administration is at battle in regards to the acceptance of transgenders. The thing is, President Trump and the administration are not the only people who are having grievances about or the acceptance of transgender people. Society as a whole is going through a whole new transformation, going about how they're, I hate to say it, but dealing with transgender people and going about respecting them. Someone recently brought up the fact to me about pronouns, and someone asked him, how do you identify yourself or go about what are your pronouns? And they were confused. Usually you don't hear that. So your response is, my pronoun is she. Or if it's a woman, she. Now, instead you would say she, hers, and hers. For a male, you would say him, he, and his. But when you put a transgender person into the mix, it's a different ballgame. As a whole, society as a whole, we're ignorant to identity issues and how we go about addressing people who are within the transgender community. We haven't fully accepted it, nor we're ignorant to the fact of how we address people within that community. So it's like I said, it comes as a surprise to me when people say, okay, President Trump and the administration, they're not accepting them. Society as a whole, we all have to change our ways. We have to learn, become knowledgeable about these new things that are being implemented differently on a daily basis. And if we don't change, we'll never embrace transgender people. So when I heard that, I mean, he kind of baffled me because it's not just the president or Congress members. It's the entire damn the United States of America. We don't know how to address it. Yeah, we don't. We do not understand what's going on, and especially older individuals. I mean, they're not trying to be rude, but they just don't know. So, I just feel as though you have to get over that. We can't just blame and say, oh, they're not accepting so and so. No, they're ignorant to the fact, and we have to educate them. And there has to be more education about gender pronouns or identity issues. We have to address those in order to go about changing as a society. So that's enough on that subject. But I wanted to talk about a recent Instagram post I saw as well. And the post goes as follows. It says, Netflix did not kill Blockbuster. Ridiculous late fees did. Uber did not kill taxi businesses. Limited access and fare control did. Now, let's stop on that one. That's so true. A lot of taxi cabs did not come or did not travel out to the south side of Chicago. I'm just using Chicago because I'm from Chicago. And a lot of taxi cab drivers in almost all cities are not too open to travel to the urban communities. They focused on staying in the downtown areas, or the metropolitan, the big name areas of town. They didn't go out to the minority neighborhoods. And you hear people saying, okay, Uber's killing taxi drivers. No, that's the honest truth. Taxi companies killed themselves, but by not changing with the times and not embracing the fact that, okay, people outside of downtown or the well-populated areas within the city, or the non-crime ridden areas, or the areas that majority non-minorities lived in, so they're not. Basically, the non-minorities were not the only people seeking taxis, and you going about disregarding minorities and their communities, you're going to lose business. And Uber thought of a brilliant idea. Why not embrace everybody? So, yeah, that's a winning. That's a winning method. I mean, the fact that, okay, I'm not gonna service this area because I'm afraid of this area, or there's a crime-ridden area, or there's a lot of minorities in this area, or the fact I just don't want to go over there. You're gonna lose, and that's what anything in society. That's what the whole idea of what we talk about on SupplierDNews.com all the time: embracing diversity. If you do not embrace it, you're going to lose profit. You're not going to grow with the times. And you're going to lose a customer base. You're not going to grow. Victoria's Secret, prime example. Victoria's Secret, I can understand if you do not want to change your business plan. And if I was them, I probably wouldn't either, because they're still selling bras and panties like crazy and lingerie. Why would I change the plan? But just imagine if Victoria's Secret opened up bras and lingerie and panties for plus size women, or selling new products to minority women. Things could change. Or also transgenders. Like, just imagine that new customer base they'll bring in. So, yeah, let's continue on. I know we stopped at Uber, but let's continue on. Another thing from the Instagram post was that Apple did not kill the music industry. Being forced to buy full-length albums did. I understand that one, but to a certain degree, Apple did kill it because it made it music more accessible, and for instance, granted, a lot of artists could have just sold singles, and a lot of them did. I mean, it was, you can buy a CD with just a single on there, and it was a few less dollars. The fact that Apple made it more accessible to buy music, that's what killed the music industry. I can go on my iPhone, on my computer, and download an entire album within 10 minutes after it comes out. Now, before, I had to go to the local Best Buy or the music store and wait in line maybe a few minutes to buy an album. And that album had came out a week ago because I couldn't get to the store the day the album came out. So being more accessible, I think that's what kind of hurt the music industry. Amazon did not kill other retailers. Poor customer service and experience did. And that's why I want to stop. That's 100% true. Customer service can destroy, or not, the lack of customer service can destroy a business. Prime example. I had to go out and get some new tires put on my car a few days ago. And the customer service I received was absolutely horrible. I got to the place around, they say, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I didn't leave until, let's say, I think it was about 12:30 in the afternoon. I was there for over 4 hours. And the guy at the front desk had no idea how long it would take for me to be seen. No idea when I asked, hey, what's going on with the car? How many cars are ahead of me? Doesn't know. I literally had to go outside and ask the people who were doing the car what was going on. Came up to the counter when I got there. Didn't say good morning. Didn't say anything. Just looked up and expected me to say, hey, I'm here for something. One of the young ladies asked for some coffee. Never responded to her. Took her 10 minutes to respond. You gotta wait. That was his response. Gotta wait. There was nobody there. He wasn't filling out any paperwork. Wasn't doing anything. He just saying you gotta wait. It was absolutely ridiculous. And I plan to file a complaint against this young man. But the fact that you're working for a retailer and you're expecting more people to come frequent this business and get their tires changed, but yet you do not have the decent courtesy to say good morning. How are you doing today? And not even saying, you don't have to say good morning. How are you doing? Just say, how can I help you? But yet you just look up at someone and say, just look, is utterly ridiculous. So the fact that, granted, yes, Amazon did not kill other retailers. That's 100% true. Amazon made it accessible for you would not have to deal with the lack of customer service at a retailer or the rudeness you experience at a retailer. I can just go online, pick out my product, pay for it with my credit card, and I'm done. So the Instagram post, it really brought a few things to light, and it really is, it made me really think about things. The last one, before I go, I want to talk about was the Airbnb. Airbnb isn't killing the hotel industry. Limited availability and pricing options are. Just think about that, and I think that's 100% true as well. It's ridiculous. Housing prices for hotels, utterly ridiculous. But with that being said, I'll share that post under the bio as well. But with that being said, thank you all for listening. This is Ray Hayes. Hope you all have a good evening. With SupplierDnews.com, please check out our articles. Thanks for listening. Good night.